Hello Facebook friends, it's Ryan here, and it is Sunday, so that means it's time for my self-imposed face-off style sculpting challenge. This one was actually inspired by my Facebook friend Jimmy Cthulhu. He came up with the idea of get a bunch of random landscapes and then just randomly pick one and then design a creature that goes with it. So just a few minutes ago I did a search on Yahoo Images and I put in their weird landscape, came up with a whole list of very unusual landscapes. I told my wife, do me a favor, pick a number between 1 and 50, and we counted down the numbers that they were. So I'm going to show you the picture that we came up with. It's actually really cool, so I'm kind of excited about this. But here is the picture of the landscape, and you can see it's like a floating island with some kind of castle building kind of thing that's on it, and then a plane, which is, I don't know if it's skywriting or if it's on fire or something. But in any case, so that's going to be the image that we're going to go with. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give myself 4.5 hours instead of the 4 hours, primarily because I need to get my stuff all set up out here, and I want to do a little bit of research because I've already got a couple of ideas in my mind. So I'm going to set up a clock that's going to show in the background. You'll be able to see it go. This is going to be all filmed in time lapse, so you'll be able to see the sculpt evolving. You'll be able to see the clock going. And for me, in about 4.5 hours, I'm going to be done. For you, it'll be a little bit faster. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I bring this thing to life. Okay, so I'm done, and according to my timer here, I still technically have about 8 minutes left or so, but at this point all I would be doing is getting ready to actually mold this. So this is my creation. It is my Birdman from the floating island in the sky. What I would do at this point is I would go ahead and mold this part, and I would start working on a cowl. I don't have another mannequin head, so I can't do a cowl for it. But for the cowl, what I would do is I would simply mimic this feather design, kind of coming off of here, coming from this direction, and kind of bring it all up to a point, kind of like a cardinal's crest where it comes up to a point. What I did here was I just kind of drew out all the feathers. In a quick moment, I took a big pen and actually trimmed the end off of it and kind of bent it out of shape to do all of these little feather, these down feather kind of looks. And then I wanted to make his neck kind of look like ostrich skin, so I did a bunch of little balls that are on there and kind of went over it with some water. So, where was I? Oh, for his costume, I would actually do him up in kind of a high-collared military type uniform, because I would have him as a military guard of the floating city. Maybe arm him with some kind of a gun, but get one of those old, the Sergeant Pepper looking kind of military uniform, and then have his red crest. I think a blue uniform would look great, the red crest. Right around the eye sockets and around the edge of the beak here, I would do with a pinkish flesh tone and blend it. It would be some white up through here around these down feathers, and then the rest of his feathers would be red, and some red around the bottom here, and then once again back to the flesh tone in there. But all in all, being that I've never sculpted under pressure like this before, only getting 4 hours to do it, and also having never once tried to do this kind of sculpting with wet clay, I'm actually pretty happy with what I've done. So this is it. This was my sculpting under pressure challenge. I would spend another 4 or 5 hours doing the cowl on the back, and then I'd also do some hands, and I would give him fingernails that kind of look like birds' talons, and then I would paint his hands up in the red color, maybe just do some airbrushing to kind of make it look like the feathers, the same kind of round designs that I did here. I don't know, we'd see, but the whole point of this challenge was just to see if I could work with wet clay, if I could create something good in a very short amount of time, and if I could actually beat the clock on it. So I'm pretty happy with what I've done. I've learned a lot about working with wet clay. I need some softer brushes because my brushes are just too stiff to even try to smooth this stuff out. But if you enjoyed it, let me know what you think of it. If you've got any pointers, stuff that'll help me out with working with wet clay, let me know, because like I said, this was my first time. Also, I would probably spend some time trimming the back here, because this prosthetic would be made to lay over the cowl, so that's why I didn't go into too much detail on the back side of all this, because this would all be just shaved in so that when it was laid on, it would lay on top of the cowl. So the only part that would really blend would probably be this, because I put the head cowl on first, and it would be sculpted all the way around the neck, and then this would be made to blend in with that one. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see what comes of this.